What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be checking out what it's like living on London's canals. I'm guessing they're talking about narrowboating.
Yeah.
Which we've seen a little bit about narrowboats before.
Briefly,
and it looks like a really interesting lifestyle. It kind of reminds me of the UK version of RV life here in the States.
Kinda.
You know, a lot of people go and they buy RVs here and then they will live in them and travel around the country. And I feel like narrowboating is the UK version of that. I'm sure some people actually do
the RV lifestyle as well.
But narrowboating would just be a really interesting way to see the country.
Because as far as I know, there aren't that many countries that have such access with canals and things like that around the country.
We've only saw a tiny little bit of the canal system in the UK, and I know that it's pretty extensive, right?
Yeah.
They used it during the Industrial Revolution, if I'm not mistaken. That's how they had goods around in a lot of cases, and it just seems like a really cool way to see all sorts of interesting sights. And also, considering London, the cost of living in London, you have to wonder, is this a way to actually live in London for a much cheaper price?
Ooh, yeah, because you don't have to pay, right? Like, you can just pull over wherever you want and, like, park or anchor and
here's the thing, though. What do they mean by living on the canals in London? Do these people just stay in London, or do they actually travel out from London? And are they in the regular narrowboats that we've seen before?
Well, hopefully we'll find out.
Anyways, guys, I saw this topic and I thought it would be interesting to look into. So enough rambling. Let's go and jump into what it's like living on London's canals.
This has to be a TV first, right? Reporter goes to the toilet on air.
Today, I'll be finding out
that.
why
That's
the
so cool.
boating lifestyle isn't for the faint-hearted.
Loads of people will just buy a boat and move back on land when they will realize it's not for them.
Some boat life do's and don'ts.
You don't ask people their surnames on the canal.
Is that because people are like running from something sometimes?
What canal water tastes like in a cup of tea, and when nature calls,
I'm just trying to work out how to position myself.
what happens afterwards.
Do I just close the lid? Job done. Well, not a job. Hello. We just saw you there and we thought we'd
Is this
ask you what
London?
life on a houseboat is like.
guess.
How long have you lived on it?
Since 1989.
Is he heating with wood?
I
Is that
don't
what you're about to say?
know, but no, he said since 1999 he's been living on
Was
this.
it 99 or 89?
We'd ask you what life on a houseboat is like. How long have you lived on it?
Since 1989.
89.
Oh,
Solar panels?
89.
A lot of them have, haven't they?
Yeah, no, I don't have solar panels because I have very little that runs on electricity.
Oh, really? Don't tell me you light a candle at night.
I do. Candles and tea lights.
God.
That's peaceful.
Look at the boats now, and a good 70% are owned by young people that can't afford to rent, let alone buy a place. So if they want to work in London, then the only option is buy a boat.
Jerry, thank you.
Wow,
for
that's
speaking to us.
interesting.
What's your surname?
You don't need it.
I don't need.
What's your surname? I don't need it. The interesting thing to me is because I think there's a lot more people starting to do this because it's catching on, because especially in places like London with how expensive it is. I wonder if they'll eventually have to start like paying to park places because it's just going to become very busy and crowded. And
Well, I wonder on that, same topic is like when you do RVs here in the US, and I'm guessing in the UK as well, there's RV parks and you go to pay your own the thing you're actually living in, the RV. I wonder if there are places you park your boat that you pay. Like a boat park, or I don't know what you'd call it.
ooh, kind of like a marina, but
Yeah, sort of, right on the
on a
canal.
canal.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right,
Just
so we know in case we can be
you
an
don't
answer.
ask people their surnames on the canal.
Why?
And because that's the way it's always been.
Didn't know that. Is that because people are like running from something sometimes, maybe?
No.
Are there
the boating
pirates
way of
on the
life has
canal?
always been an escape.
Does that mean you're a secret bank robber, Jerry?
And if I was, I wouldn't tell you.
his getaway vehicle
looking for
isn't very
a Jerry
fast.
Is this your Wi-Fi here?
It is, yeah.
After
my
speaking to
goodness.
Jerry, I wondered how much cheaper it would be to buy a boat compared to buying a London flat.
For a narrowboat this size.
Oh, wow,
my
that's
goodness, that is beautiful.
pretty. Does this look longer than normal? It does to me.
I'm sure they're different lengths, but I just want to say, guys, this is stunning wherever
Really
this is.
pretty.
It would be to buy a boat compared to buying a London flat.
For a narrowboat this size, depending on how old it is, it's probably anywhere between 40 to 70.
Probably.
Roughly.
40 to
With
70.
the average London house costing more than £500,000 and even a one-bedroom flat costing more than £400,000,
No.
a houseboat is definitely
A
a cheaper option,
one-bedroom is that
but
much?
not without its own cost.
There's a lot of maintenance.
I
There's the
would
time
think.
commitment, moving every 2 weeks. You sort of lose half your weekend,
There you
which is
go.
lovely in the summer, and you really hope it's not raining in the winter.
Tell you what,
So you guys, the basic, if you basically are doing the same thing as what we would call boondocking here with RVing. The federal government owns these massive amounts of lands, and you can literally go and park or camp on any of those lands for free, and then you just have to move from your spot a certain distance. I think it's like a half a mile away
That's
or
what I'm
something.
wondering about this. When you have to pack up and move, like he's saying, every 2 weeks, how far do you have to go?
Yeah, I wonder. And like you see the canals, they're not like really wide in most spots. So like if
There's
you have enough
limited
people,
space, yeah.
So what happens if you get there and there's nowhere to park? I mean,
You're
you
out
have
of
to.
luck.
Yeah, you are.
Gotta keep going.
And so that's an interesting. If you live, I mean, if you work in London and then you have to get to work, but then you have nowhere to park. I don't know if that's an issue.
Yeah, I don't know.
And which is lovely in the summer, and you really hope it's not raining in the winter.
Tell you what I'm finding is that so far everybody who lives on a boat is really nice, despite you know, the sinister
This looks
undertone
really
from
peaceful.
Jerry saying
The sinister
we'd like to be
undertone.
anonymous. I think Jerry's a bank robber. I'm only kidding. I'm sure he's not, but he will always be Jerry the bank robber to me. Hello, hello. How are you?
Narrowboat owners Jan and Lizzie and their dog Hilda
Hi, Hilda.
agreed to let us spend the day with them.
Give it a go. Is there a way of doing this? Like a glamorous way? Because I haven't found it.
After I gracefully clambered on board, I had my first chance
Wow,
to
look at
see
this.
It reminds me of
their
Bus
narrowboat.
Life.
It does remind me of
kinda,
Bus
yeah.
Life.
It does live up to its
Yeah.
name.
So this is our fridge, and this is where we cook. Just a normal
Hold
size.
on.
Name.
So this is our fridge.
I always like looking at Fridge Magnus, see what's on there. Dark, arch, coffee cream brew, caught in the
Remember
days.
Dare,
Yeah, I do.
the logo?
Did you guys have Dare in the UK?
In school, like it was, so, I forget what
I
it stood
think-
for.
Drug
drugs.
abuse resistance education.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like the Dare people. It was usually police officers, and I don't know who the Dare people are.
Counselor people or
But
something.
they would come in and they speak to the entire school when
And
you were
you'd
like
get a
in elementary
pencil,
school.
and if you were lucky, you got a t-shirt.
You got a little badge. I got a little metal badge. But that's like something every kid in the U.S. has gone through.
Yeah,
at least when I was in school.
Yeah, I don't know if they still do it.
I don't know about now. Solar,
Flat Earth,
flat Earth.
dark arts coffee. A lot of dark arts
I
coffee.
love you. Oh, cool. All right.
And this is where we cook. Just a normal size shower. And a compost toilet. The small hole is for
Compost
the liquid,
toilet?
the big hole is for the big stuff.
This is like what I use for my rabbits in the rabbit hutch.
Yeah,
The
I'm
rabbits.
waiting when they will ask me in a shop what animal I have, and I will say that it's just my.
May I ask, how do you know where to position yourself?
It's kind of easier for me
Yes,
with
'cause you-
some edit
exactly.
bits, but I think loads of people without those bits struggle.
I can imagine
Style
that.
added
This is
bits.
bedroom, and then behind there is just little engine room with like our room of doom. with
Room
lots
of Doom.
All your storage and stuff. You have to be a person though that doesn't have a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and we do. That's the problem. We have too much stuff.
The boat life choose.
The most
chose
Chose
me.
we have
Choose
probably
Choose
about
me.
8 for Hilda's birthday.
Yeah, I hated it.
We had Hilda's birthday.
Yeah, for her first birthday, we had like a little party. Like, I think loads of people of our age have flatmates and stuff, and then like
Yeah.
who didn't do dishes and who didn't buy toilet paper.
Yeah, we lived with, I think it was about 21 people before we
Wait, at the
moved
same time?
here. It feels similar in that we've got a lot of people that we're friendly with close by, but
No, they're not talking about they lived in a home with 21 21 people, right?
I don't know. What
I mean, because the thing
maybe
is,
they
like,
parked with like 21 people.
I thought they were talking about before this.
Before they were narrowboating. I don't know.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong there.
It feels similar in that we've got a lot of people that we're friendly with close by, but at the end of the day, yeah, we come back to our own space.
So where does the water come from, guys?
The water comes from the canal. It's a filtered water.
What?
I'm joking.
Are we safe to drink this?
Wow.
Life is better with a boat.
That's
and a
cool.
dog.
It's unlimited water.
As long as you got a good filter.
Yeah, it tastes good.
Every year we put, I don't know, like 5K to the boat to upgrade stuff, to upkeep it, to look after it. And most of the work we do ourselves. So it's still a lot of work and money. And I think there's loads of people who will just buy a boat and basically run it down and move back on land when they will realize it's not for them.
It has happened that I've had a cup of tea and a glass of water. And what, of course, does that mean? I'm just trying to work out how to position myself on the loo to make sure that the liquids go in that hole and the waste goes in the... Well, I'm not going to do any waste. It's a number one, people.
I find that sort of leaning forward slightly helps. It's a fine art.
All right, take the camera. What's the worst that could happen? This has to be a TV first, right? Oh, I think I managed that quite well. I'm just turning around looking for the flush. Of course, there is no flush, right? That's it. Job done. Well, not a job.
And I soon found out that what happens on a houseboat when you do your business is Jan's business.
Where I've been sitting at the front of the boat, one side of the bench is full of wood, the other side is full of human waste.
We collect human waste from boaters, then we turn it into brown gold, which is basically just compost, and cover random brown fields and stuff with it.
I've heard of black gold before, and that's about oil, but...
Did he just say they collect? They collect other boaters?
Hey.
Like, how do you approach that? Like,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Hey, you got any stuff for us today? Like, what?
Like I can appreciate the composting and whatnot.
Yeah.
But that is a very interesting proposition when if you don't know someone, you're just like, hey, you know, like,
I'll take that. I'm here inventory.
yeah, it's a very interesting proposition, to say the least. Wow. So they use it for their plants. Is that what
is that what he's doing?
I'm guessing. Why else would you go out here and?
But my thing is, how many plants can you actually have on a narrowboat? Like,
oh, you can have
do
them
you
all.
Really need other people's stuff?
And that's what I'm wondering. You can have it all over the top, like plants and stuff, you know, and then you got them on the sides here or the front and here.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He's out here doing the Lord's work.
Fields and stuff with it.
I've heard.
Wait, what's he say?
Just compost and cover random brown fields and stuff with it.
Brown field.
I've heard of black gold before, and that's
What's
about
a brown
oil,
field?
But, brown gold. That's the first time I've heard that.
That's our business.
After that, it was time to make a move.
Just untying the boat so we can be moving.
Boaters like Jan and Lizzie have to do this every 2 weeks. Finding a mooring is first come, first served.
Yeah.
A bit like trying to find a parking spot at the supermarket.
Ooh, can you
on
watch some
Saturday.
parallel parking in that?
Do one more
Yeah.
Because there aren't two
Parallel
places
parking,
here.
narrowboat.
Just too many boats here. They weren't here in the morning and just took it, which is everyone's right. Now we are coming to a lock.
It's a lot of work, isn't it?
It does look like a lot of work. You gotta open the locks up and everything.
Fit, Jan, to do this job.
I'm not, but yeah, you should be.
Shall I get off and you can show me how to open
Yeah.
the lock? All right. What could go wrong? I hope this is the right way. I'll be locking us all
it
in.
will only let you go one way.
Oh, they both have to do it? What if you're a
That's it. So we
single
have to just wait
narrowboater?
now.
Oh, that's
You
interesting.
gonna do
Yeah.
both sides?
I wonder.
Found a spot.
Hopefully.
This is going to be your home for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a heavy old mallet, this. I'm going to be hammering a mallet in a bit like Jenny is there. If you turn it to you now. Yeah. No, I'm looking at... Yeah, that's right. Watch my toes.
Just
More?
three times more. No, I mean three more pins.
Oh, 3 more.
3 more pins.
Yeah, we were hoping to more a bit above because there is a bit more clearing of the tree, so you get more solar there, but it was busy. And so we moored down here under one more lock. And now we see that the boat, which was moored at the spot we wanted, moved away.
No, I
If
hate
you
that
move even
one.
slower, if it's possible, we would actually get that spot.
Oh.
Do we need to pull back? Oh yeah.
So, what have I learned today? It's a tougher lifestyle than I imagined. Would I do it? Maybe for a week or two. I don't think I could live with that toilet on a full-time basis.
Wow. Okay, this is interesting, guys.
Yeah. I wish they had gone more into like how you would get around London on a narrowboat.
Can you do that?
That's what I was wondering. Yeah.
I mean, I guess do the canals connect with like the River Thames? I bet it would be interesting seeing the build up of the buildings around wherever the canals were if you could go downtown. But this is beautiful. And it's surprising that I don't know how close they are to London, but they're literally, this is where they're parking for 2 weeks. And if they happen to work in London, which I think that's the whole premise, right?
Yeah.
You instead of living in an expensive house or an apartment in London, you're able to live in a much cheaper narrowboat, and you have to move it every couple of weeks.
Seemed pretty popular because there were quite a lot of boats there.
But I that's what I'm wondering, like, because this looks like such a nature area. It looks like a park, like a state park or something. Yeah. And it makes me wonder how far they are from
the city center.
Yeah. And I wonder, do they have a bike on board? The bikes on board that they take?
True, because depending on how far out you've got to moor, you be going.
Like, it's one thing if, like, oh, I got to walk a mile, but it's another thing if
maybe an e-bike.
If you have to be 10, 20 miles away, you would want some sort of transportation system.
For sure.
I guess unless you call an Uber or a taxi or something.
It doesn't look like this is a road that...
No, but I'm saying you walk from here, obviously, to a road.
Yeah, true.
But I don't know. I can't tell where they are. That's kind of what I wish they'd covered more to kind of give us an idea of, like, where they are within London.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, this is not city center. Obviously, this is some distance away from city center. But, like... Which makes me wonder, if you live here, how far of a commute do you have to get to where you would work, Anyway, I find this lifestyle fascinating.
I do too.
This is something Lindsay and I have talked about, like if we didn't have a young child, is something we would have considered, specifically here in the U.S.
Not narrowboating, but here.
We don't have the ability to do narrowboating here. You have the ability, I guess, to get a boat and travel up and down the coastlines, or maybe down the Mississippi River if you want to do that. No,
van life is
specifically van life or boat life. We love that type of alternative lifestyle, even though I won't say we couldn't do it. People do it with kids, but it's a hard life when you do it with kids because
and Sophia doesn't really want to do something like that. No. She's a homebody. She likes having stability and being somewhere. She knows the routine.
Yeah.
And plus she hates driving, so like
she does.
It just wouldn't work.
She does, and she currently loves her school and stuff, and it's like, as much as I would love to be able to do something like that, I know that
it's gonna have to wait for the golden years if we do
the golden years at this point. But I think it will be fun. I love looking into this type of content, guys. So if you have suggestions around this type of thing, this alternative lifestyles, the way they look within the UK, and narrowboating is definitely a big alternative lifestyle within the UK, and I find it very fascinating.
I do too.
I agree with you. When you went into the boat, it literally looks the way you see a lot of people building out their boat.
Buses, yeah.
They take the planks and build out the walls and the cylinders with those.
Yeah,
and
cool.
It really is cool. And I find it fascinating that there's some similarities in the fact they have to move. It's kind of like they're boondocking. But I am curious, guys, so anywhere along the canals, if someone isn't parked there, could they just pull over anywhere here, or are there only certain areas?
There's probably certain areas you can't.
Right.
Like within certain distance of a lock, I'm sure you can't.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or, like some kind of passage area.
Yeah, but I wonder, like, just open areas like this, any open area, could you come to and be like, okay, we're done traveling for the day, Didn't
really seem like it because he said way down there they couldn't park.
Yeah.
And it seems like there's a lot of space between here and there, so.
But, guys, fascinating.
It is. It really is.
If you narrowboat, let us know your experience with it. Have you been into the London area narrowboating? How is that?
Oh, yeah. I wonder, because I'm sure when you're in lesser traveled areas, you probably don't meet anyone for a long time. Whereas in the London area, it's probably just like roads. You've got a lot more traffic on the canals.
Yeah, because you're closer to the largest city, so it makes sense you'd have more traffic even with narrowboats. But yeah, this is an awesome lifestyle if you can handle it.
Yeah.
And you imagine how much more free you are. Like someone saves, $50,000, what they would normally, or 50,000 pounds, what they would normally use to put down as a down payment, I'm guessing, in a London flat or a London house on the outskirts, they can literally buy outright a narrowboat and be done with it, except for, like you said, 3,000 to 5,000 pounds a year for maintenance and upgrades. That seems like if you want to live in the London area, it seems like a good way to do it
alternative,
on the low, So anyways, guys, enough rambling from us. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please click that like button. Feel free to drop your comments or suggestions about this video or others. And don't forget to subscribe to continue to follow us on our journey. Until next time, peace.
Bye.